Hello, my name is Luke Austin, and welcome to the 307 SEM Vodcast, looking at the management of sports organisations. Today, the chosen organisation is the National Basketball Association, commonly known as the NBA. So a quick look at the aims and objectives of this vodcast. The main aim is to use relevant management theories and understand how they are applicable in a sporting context. The objectives are as follows. Review and apply relevant organisational management theories and analyse how a sporting organisation would implement these into their strategy. Finally, to demonstrate a critical understanding of how sports organisations operate and how managers can influence the performances of these organisations. So a brief introduction about the NBA. It was founded on June 6, 1946. It currently consists of 30 teams throughout North America and Canada, and the commissioner is Adam Silver. So moving on to the organisational structure. What is structure? So structure is the complexity to how diverse the organisation is, the formalisation, the extent to which there are formal rules, and centralisation, which is the locus of decision making. So formalisation, this refers to the extent to which mechanisms such as rules and regulations govern the operation of a sports organisation. With an organisation such as the NBA, the more senior roles such as commissioner will allow for more freedom in how they are carried out. However, job tasks will be varied, and therefore whoever holds the position will need to be extremely competent, as any incorrect decisions or actions can hurt the organisation in a negative way. This links in nicely with the numerous methods of formalisation, which include hiring the right employee, on-the-job training, policies, procedures, rules, job descriptions, and committee terms of reference. So complexity. Complexity is made up of horizontal, vertical, and spatial differentiation. Horizontal consists of specialisation, which comes from division of work into simple repetitive tasks. Furthermore, there's departmentalisation, which is the way managers differentiate activities into subunits. In this case, an example would be the Commissioner Adam Silver delegating tasks onto his Deputy Commissioner. Moving on to vertical differentiation. So this refers to the number of levels in any organisation, not just a sporting one. The more levels of authority there are, the more chances of communication problems arising, as there's a longer chain of command for employees to contact managers to correct the problem. And finally, spatial differentiation. So this can occur from either horizontal or vertical differentiation, and normally is found in businesses where employees and managers operated from different locations. This is extremely applicable to the NBA, as there are 30 teams throughout North America and Canada, and therefore each team will have its own GM, which is a general manager, and team owner, and they will run the day-to-day operations and long-term future of the organisation. However, Adam Silver will oversee these. So the structure of the NBA. So the visual representation of the NBA shows that it's implemented departmentalisation. Notice how it has elements of both a vertical and horizontal structure, and as I've previously said, it also shows signs of spatial differentiation due to the nature of the teams being scattered throughout the whole country. The way this is set up can improve efficiency, as it shows that there's a narrow span of control, which means that communication problems are less likely to arise. So centralisation. The NBA is likely to be centralised, as the role of commissioner is the one who is likely to make the main decisions alongside other high-level associates. However, if decisions are made at lower levels of the hierarchical structure, then these can be decentralised. It could be argued that there are aspects of decentralisation within the NBA, as team owners of each NBA team will have their own impact on the organisation itself and can carry out tasks that Adam Silver may not be able to oversee himself. So the current position of the NBA. The NBA is in the Big Four of the North American sports leagues, alongside the NFL, the NHL, and MLB. Commissioner Adam Silver is at the top of the hierarchical chain, however each team acts as its own franchise, and thus team owners have complete control. There are currently 113 international players from over 41 different countries, and it has the fourth highest revenue out of all domestic sports leagues in the world as of 2016, currently sitting behind the Premier League, the MLB, and the NFL. So leadership. The trait approach suggests that the following are signs of a good leader. The leader needs to be active, have superior judgment, be responsible, be cooperative, and have high personal integrity. Now, leaders can be categorised in two different ways. There can be transformational leaders. These are the leaders that build a vision for an organisation, benefiting everybody involved. And then there are transactional leaders. So these are leaders who have financial incentives that are the main emphasis for change. These two images, on the left you find David Stern, who was the commissioner for over 30 years and resigned in 2014, and Adam Silver on the right, who's only been in the post for 3 years. The current leadership of the NBA under Adam Silver. I believe Adam Silver has adopted a transformational approach. This can be seen through his greater emphasis on increasing the global brand, looking to improve player experience, which is changing the format of the All-Star game, for example, whereby in the past it has been strictly East versus West conference. However, sometimes these teams can be imbalanced and unfair, therefore making it very uncompetitive and not enjoyable to watch. However, this year, alongside the Players Association, they've come up with a proposal that there's now 2 captains and they will then select their own teams, so the conferences won't make a difference anymore. And finally, he's implemented a strong moral system within the league, most notably his handling of the Donald Sterling incident. So going on further about the Donald Sterling incident, this is a great example of conflict and conflict resolution and how Adam Silver handled this. So in order for an incident to be identified as conflict, there needs to be blocking behaviour, which were the racist remarks made by Donald Sterling. There needs to be 2 or more parties in opposition. These parties were the NBA and Donald Sterling, and the blocking behaviour will require a response. So a bit more about the actual blocking behaviour. So ex-LA Clippers owner Donald Sterling was caught making racist remarks on camera. Furthermore, there were reports that he had made the star player of the LA Clippers, who happens to be mixed race, called Blake Griffin, feel uneasy at a welcome party. What was the resolution? So Adam Silver fined Donald Sterling $2.5 million. He also placed a lifetime ban from him having any involvement within the NBA. And finally, Adam Silver helped Donald Sterling's wife sell her majority shares in the club to new owner Steve Ballmer. The result of this, due to Adam Silver's quick reaction to this incident, alongside his hefty punishment, were well received around the league, with fans, players and team owners alike. And this set the tone for standardised behaviour expectations implemented by Adam Silver. So some recommendations for management. Adam Silver so far has done an incredible job considering the short amount of time and all the incidents he's had to cope with. However, there are numerous rooms for improvement, such as placing a greater emphasis on developing the transformational approach to management that he has implemented. For example, Adam Silver could work on expanding the community outreach program that the NBA currently deploys, especially during the All-Star Week. Whichever city hosts it, the players involved from all over the teams, including the owners and many fans, will pitch in the community, help build new projects such as parks, help renovate schools, low-income areas, etc. This benefits both parties, and it's something that Adam Silver should look to increase year-round, not just for 1 week throughout the year. Secondly, he should look to implement a sustainable long-term goal, i.e. increasing the brand awareness on the global scale. As we saw previously, there are over 113 different international players from 41 different countries. This shows that there is interest all around the world for the game of basketball, and the NBA should focus on penetrating these countries and generating excitement for this game. Finally, ensuring standardization of procedures is carried out throughout all 30 franchises. This is extremely important as it could be vital in preventing another incident similar to that of the Donald Sterling. Thank you for listening. I hope this podcast was informational and helpful.